For centuries, pretty much all of our history, our science, our stories, it's all been locked away in ink on these incredibly fragile pieces of parchment. But what happens when that ink starts to fade? When the parchment just crumbles to dust? Well, today we're going to look at this huge global effort to save our collective memory, one digital scan at a time, through the work of what you could call the modern world's new scribes.
So that's really the big question, isn't it? And we're not just talking about some old, dusty books here. This is about preventing entire chapters of human history from just vanishing. Poof, gone forever. How do you build a bridge from the ancient world to our digital future without losing the soul of it along the way?
All right, to really get the solution, first you have to understand this sheer scale of the problem. We are talking about priceless treasures, sitting on a razor's edge, really, between being preserved and just being lost to oblivion.
And this contrast, well, it gets right to the heart of the whole thing. A physical manuscript, it's a real, tangible link to our past. But man, is it vulnerable. Fire, water, decay, even just a simple mistake by someone handling it. A digital copy, on the other hand, you can duplicate it endlessly, share it across the globe in a second, and it will never, ever degrade. It's really the difference between a single candle flickering in the dark and a light that you can never, ever put out.
So, who are the people building these digital lifeboats for our history? Well, this brings us to a true modern-day pioneer, someone who lives right at that intersection of ancient heritage and super cutting-edge tech. He's a perfect example of this new kind of preservationist. Let me introduce you to Sherif Mourad. With a master's in manuscript sciences and deep expertise in digital content, he's part of a whole new breed of scholar. See, he's not just an academic who studies the past, he is a hands-on builder, creating the digital archives that are going to preserve it for all of us.
And that's exactly why we call him a digital scribe. It's so much more than just being a technician. I mean, think about the scribes of old, right? The ones who would painstakingly copy text by hand just to make sure they survived. Well, that's what Mourad does. He translates that fragile ink into durable, permanent digital code. The whole mission is to make sure these ancient voices can still speak to generations and generations to come.
And this isn't just some theory he has. Nope. Mourad has been on the front lines, building the very digital fortresses that are now protecting some of the world's most precious documents. So let's take a look at what that work actually involves. 19. That's the number. For 19 years, from 2001 all the way to 2019, Sherif Mourad was a consultant at the Library of the Prophet's Mosque in Medina. That's almost 2 decades of his life dedicated to preserving the manuscript collection at one of the most important sites in the entire Islamic world.
His impact there was, it was absolutely foundational. He didn't just give advice, he built things. He was a key player in creating the very first digital library at the two holy mosques and was absolutely instrumental in developing the digital library for the world-famous King Fahd complex. To put it simply, he laid the digital groundwork for these vital institutions.
But his work didn't just stop at the doors of those places. His vision was way bigger, it was global. And it all came together in what you could call his magnum opus, a project with a truly, truly ambitious goal. He founded a company and a website called Al Raq Al Manshur, which is just a beautiful name. It translates to the unfurled parchment. And its purpose? To create a single, global electronic index of all the world's scattered Eastern manuscripts. It's like a digital master key that can unlock 1,000 hidden libraries all at once. You have to realize, before this, a researcher might have to travel to a dozen different countries just to trace a single idea through different manuscripts. It's a huge problem. Al Raq Al Manshur completely changes the game. It aims to connect all those scattered dots on one single map, making this priceless knowledge available to literally anyone with an internet connection. Now, a field like this is not static. It is constantly moving, constantly evolving. And Mourad is still right there at the forefront. Not just doing the work, but actually shaping the whole conversation about what comes next. It's actually fascinating. You can see the evolution of the entire field just by looking at his conference papers over the years. Back in 2017, the discussion was all about strategy. How do we even start doing this? Then, by 2022, it had moved on to practical, real-world problems. And now, in 2024, the whole conversation has leaped forward to artificial intelligence. It's the perfect snapshot of a field maturing at an incredible speed, just racing to keep up. This whole evolution is just perfectly captured in the title of his recent research paper. Listen to this. The Book's Journey, from the inkwell to the printing press to digitization. It's so poetic, right?
It just sums up centuries of change and really hammers home why this moment, right now, is so incredibly important.
Which, of course, leaves us with this one last crucial question. The work of digital scribes like Sherif Mourad shows us it's possible. We can do this. But the choice of what to save? Well, that kind of rests on all of us. So when you look at your own culture, your own history, what's the invaluable knowledge that we absolutely must carry forward into this new digital age before it's too late?